Hello and welcome. Today we are making an easy spicy beef chili. This takes about an hour to make, but is mostly hands-off if you use a non-stick pan as I'm doing here. As always, apparently lately, sorry for the delays in content. I've been fixing my car and it's taking up all my free time, so I haven't been able to make some videos. Hopefully that'll be done for a bit after this weekend, so it'll be easier to get content out. Enough about that though, let's see what you're going to need to make this. For this you will need 1 pound ground beef, 1 medium diced onion, 2 to 4 cloves of garlic depending on your garlic preference, 1 tablespoon chili powder, 2 teaspoons cumin, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1/2 teaspoon cayenne pepper, 1.5 teaspoons salt, 2 teaspoons pepper, 1 8-ounce can tomato sauce, 1 10-ounce can of kidney beans drained and rinsed, 1 can diced tomatoes, and 1 to 1.5 cups of water that you may or may not use. There are actually some shortcuts you can use to make something like this chili by using chili-ready beans and even chili-ready tomatoes. If you were to use one or both of those chili-ready beans or chili-ready tomatoes, I would have the dry spices to make up for the added flavors. Doing that would also, though, shave off about 15 minutes towards the end of the cook time where we're just kind of simmering to make sure all the flavors mix well. Since they've already done that before they were canned, you don't really need that last 10 minutes of time, so you'll save about 10 to 15 minutes of cook time that way. We are going to be doing the standard ones this time. So, while this only uses one wide skillet or saute pan, it does go in many stages. Use a non-stick here if at all possible, as it's going to save you from having to stand around the pan the whole time. If you don't have that, you're going to have to be there the whole time, whereas if you do, you really only need to come back and stir it about once every 5 minutes. We start with our ground beef on medium heat. We want to get some very minor browning and get it fully cooked and, well, mostly fully cooked and started to crumble up. This is going to take about 5 to 8 minutes, depending on your ground beef. Mine took about 5 minutes after the pan came up to temperature, about 8 minutes total to get mostly done, and it will end up looking like this. Once the ground beef is mostly cooked, we want to add in our onions. We want to get the onions nice and soft here, and this is going to take about 12 minutes or so. We do this by adding our onions and then just letting them sit there and cook for about 5 minutes, and then come back, mix everything up really good, try to get the soft onions to the top and the hard ones on the bottom. Give it another 5 minutes of cooking, and it should look something like this. There's still some more cooking to go, so that's going to be fine. Now we're going to want to add the spices and the garlic. This is going to let us bloom the spices in the oil and water that's come from the ground beef and the onions. This is going to make the flavors really pop out and saturate the meat with the flavors also from the spices. And this is going to make sure everybody's mostly evenly spicy because we're going to get everything mixed really well here. Now on the garlic, if you're okay with garlic, 2 cloves is good. But if you really like garlic, you can go up to 4 cloves without it even being noticed. It's not going to overpower anything. We went 4 cloves here and it was great. After about 5 minutes of blooming, it should look something like this. Thank you all for watching and liking and sharing the videos. The kitties and I thank you very much. And if you're enjoying this video, subscribe for more and hopefully more frequent videos. Next, we add our can of diced tomatoes and our can of tomato sauce. This stays on medium heat and basically just is going to slow boil for about the next 10 minutes. This is going to let the flavors finish blooming and spread out into the sauce and mixing together. So while they get to know each other, let's talk about spiciness. So I feel like chili needs a bit of a kick, and this will deliver smallish kick. But what spicy is super subjective depending on the person. So if you're worried about it being too spicy, hold back half the chili powder until after this is done simmering at this part. Taste it and see. If it's spicy enough, leave it out, continue as normal. If you do end up adding the other half of the chili powder, add an extra 5 minutes of boiling right here before the next stage. Now, we'll just assume that everything went right, and we are moving on. Now we finally add the beans. Just mix them in and give it another 5 minutes to cook on our slow boil here, and they'll be ready. Why did we wait till the end with the beans, though, you might ask? Well, the beans aren't really going to add much flavor no matter when you add them. So they'll soak up a little bit of flavor, but not very much there either. So by adding them at the very end, we make it easier for us to mix and stir everything in, and there's no big thing that just sitting there in the way. So all the flavors mix a lot more equally. And this will get as much flavor as it would normally get just by being in here for this last 5 minutes. Once we've got it mixed in, let it boil another 5 minutes, sorry. And your chili will be ready. With that, we have made a nice super easy beef chili. This will get even better the next day and have a bit more kick too, so it can make for a pretty nice day before recipe as well. On a 1 to 10 on the spicy scale, for me personally, it's about a 3. It goes quite well with shredded cheese and sour cream, which the Stunt Hands was more than happy to let me know, and it is very, very nice with the on some nice crackers. That's the way I went. So, as always, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day and a great meal.